Before it was a habit, it was a response. Your body learned that staying aware kept you connected, so it watches, it checks, it stays ready. Not because something is wrong, but because something once was. At some point, being out of the loop meant being excluded, left out, unseen. And your nervous system remembered that. So now, silence doesn't feel neutral, it feels loaded. A pause in replies feels like distance. A missed update feels like risk. Your body treats awareness as safety, because connection once depended on it. This isn't overreaction, it's adaptation. The pain isn't in the event you missed, it's in what it represents. Not being invited, not being tagged, not being thought of. Those moments quietly ask a deeper question. Do I still belong? And the body answers before the mind does. A drop in the stomach, a tightening in the chest, a sudden urge to check. Because being left out doesn't just feel lonely, it feels destabilizing. Humans are wired to survive in groups. Belonging was never optional. So when inclusion feels uncertain, the nervous system reacts as if something essential is at stake. Not because you need more experiences, but because you need reassurance that your place is still secure. This is how the loop begins. You check, not to enjoy, but to confirm, to see where you stand, to see if you're still part of it. Each update offers a brief relief, a momentary sense of grounding, and then it fades. So you check again, not because you're addicted, but because uncertainty is exhausting. Your body isn't chasing stimulation. It's trying to stay regulated, trying to stay included, trying to stay visible in a world that moves quickly without waiting. This is why stopping feels so hard, because what you're really afraid of losing isn't the moment. It's your place in the story. At some point, staying aware stops helping. What once felt like connection starts to feel like pressure. Your body stays alert, but never at rest. Every update pulls you outward. Every silence creates tension. Not because you're doing something wrong, but because vigilance has limits. Safety was never meant to come from constant monitoring. A nervous system that never powers down eventually forgets what calm feels like. This is the cost no one talks about. Not distraction, but exhaustion. Healing doesn't begin by disconnecting. It begins by understanding. Understanding that your need to stay informed was never shallow. It was protective. Your body learned to track connection because connection once felt uncertain. So the work isn't forcing yourself to stop. It's teaching your nervous system that you won't disappear just because you're not watching. That you still matter even when you're offline, even when you're not present, even when nothing is happening. Belonging doesn't have to be earned through constant awareness. It can be felt in stillness. The shift happens quietly. You start noticing that you don't need updates to know who you are, that your place in the story isn't erased when you step away. Presence begins to replace proof. You don't need to witness everything to belong. You don't need to be everywhere to matter. You are still part of the story even when you are not watching it unfold. And when your body learns that, urgency softens, checking slows, and connection starts to feel like something you live inside, not something you have to chase. At some point, FOMO stops being about information. It becomes about identity. You're no longer checking to see what's happening. You're checking to see where you stand. Am I still relevant? Am I still included? Am I still part of the picture? When your sense of self has been shaped by external feedback, visibility starts to feel like existence. If you're not seen, you don't just feel absent, you feel erased. So awareness becomes a form of self-verification. Not because you want attention, but because being unnoticed once felt like losing yourself. Silence is not neutral to a nervous system shaped by uncertainty. No reply doesn't feel like nothing. It feels like distance. A delay doesn't feel technical. It feels relational. Because your body learned early that connection could disappear quietly. No warning, no explanation, just absence. So now, silence feels loaded with meaning. Your mind searches for reasons. Your body prepares for loss. This is why FOMO often intensifies in quiet moments, not because life is happening elsewhere, but because nothing is confirming that you still matter here. Living in constant awareness comes with a cost. You're never fully resting, never fully inside your own life. Part of you is always watching from the outside, tracking reactions, updates, movements. You don't feel grounded, you feel suspended, as if belonging could be revoked at any moment. This creates a specific kind of fatigue, not physical exhaustion, but relational exhaustion. The tiredness of always needing proof that you haven't been left behind. The shift doesn't happen all at once. It happens in small moments when you realize something important. Your place doesn't vanish just because you're not watching. You don't disappear when you step back. Connection doesn't dissolve in silence. Slowly, your nervous system learns that belonging can be felt internally, not monitored externally. Presence stops being something you earn by staying alert. It becomes something you inhabit. At the core of FOMO isn't the fear of missing events, it's the fear of fading, not dramatically, not all at once, but quietly. The fear that if you stop showing up, stop reacting, stop staying visible, the world will move on without noticing. This isn't about attention, it's about permanence. Somewhere along the way, your nervous system learned that presence had to be proven, that staying relevant required staying seen. That absence came with risk. So even rest begins to feel dangerous, not because you don't trust yourself, but because you don't trust what happens when you're no longer watching. The fear isn't that others are having more fun without you. The fear is that you'll be forgotten in the process, that your place was never secure enough to withstand your absence, so your system stays alert, not to participate, but to remain legible, to make sure you still exist in the shared memory of the group. For many people, belonging was never unconditional. It was something you maintained. You stayed included by being present, by being useful, by being responsive. You learned that connection could thin out if you weren't careful, that attention drifted, that closeness required effort. So your nervous system adapted. It learned to monitor relationships, to track availability, to stay one step ahead of being left out. Not because you were insecure, but because disconnection once came without warning. When belonging had to be earned, absence felt like a mistake. So now, stepping back doesn't feel neutral. It feels like a gamble, a risk that you might not be invited back into the same place you left. This is why FOMO doesn't ease just because nothing bad happens. The fear lives deeper than logic. It lives in the memory of when connection was inconsistent and vigilance felt like the only protection. Healing FOMO isn't about forcing yourself to stop checking. It's about teaching your nervous system something new, that you don't disappear when you're not watching, that your place doesn't dissolve in silence, that connection doesn't require constant confirmation. This learning doesn't happen all at once. It happens slowly, when you step back and nothing collapses, when you miss something and you're still welcome, when you're quiet and you're still remembered. Over time, the urgency softens, not because you care less, but because you trust more. You begin to feel something unfamiliar, stability, a sense that your place exists even when you're not performing for it. And that's when presence stops being something you prove. It becomes something you're allowed to have. You were never afraid of missing moments. You were afraid of becoming invisible, of losing your sense of place in a world that moves quickly and doesn't always look back. But your worth was never created by staying updated. Your belonging was never dependent on constant awareness. And now, you get to remember something quieter. You don't need to keep watching to still be part of the story. You already are.